What up, film crew? I have the Minolta Maximum 5 with me with a 50mm lens. I actually had to go back home. We forgot the telephoto lens. But I want to talk about my film real quick. I have the Cinestill 50D. I'm going to start with this. I feel like it's really bright out. It's kind of the perfect time to shoot daylight 50D. Hey. I didn't have a cap for this, so I put a balloon, which I'm going to try to transfer into my other lens. But this is the lens that I was talking about that we went back home to go get. Yeah, and I'm going to shoot some shots with it. I'm actually very excited. I hope that the autofocus on this works. For me loading this. What a difference, dog. Snapped it, and I'm zooming in. So this lens actually has a 28 to 300mm lens focal length. When first getting involved with this lens, I was very excited to test it out and experience it. I got this lens from a thrift store. I bought it how it is now with Minolta Maximum 5 attached to it. Got a really good deal for it. Since I acquired the camera and lens, I was actually really looking forward to the day that I shoot this telephoto lens, and I finally just did that in this video. I will be honest, this is not a good lens. Now looking at the results and really thinking about it, to begin with, this Phoenix 28 to 300mm lens is not a known lens or a sought after lens. So that's a pretty good indicator that this isn't a good lens. Thinking about it some more, nowadays you don't really see a 28 all the way to 300mm lens. It's not an easy task to make a 28 to 300mm zoom lens that is sharp and even some of those focal length. Trying to make it all the way from 28 to 300mm and a bunch of stops in between and try to have this lens be sharp, it's kind of almost impossible. So I don't know why even for a second I thought these photos were gonna be amazing in all focal lengths. So duh, bruh, this lens was very disappointing. So now talking about some photos. In the Chinacam bridge photos, the Cinestill 50D and the soft lens actually give these three photos a dreamy feel. That kind of works out. The highlights are a little harsh in these photos and it's more apparent in the first shot, but works pretty well if you're looking for that dreamy, soft contrast looking style. The photos of our two cans and Jasmine's Pentax Zoom is a decent shot. I actually really like the depth of field, the blurred out gentleman in the background. The colors I'm not too crazy about, but I love the huge cinematic feel from this shot. It feels like definitely something like a screen grab from a movie or a movie clip. But then you see the vignetting and then the colors aren't that great, but a decent shot. I'm actually 32 shots in. It's not bad. This would be a perfect shot if this guy and his Audi would get the fuck out of the way. I think it's him. He's doing 15 seconds. My last three bridge shots are actually pretty interesting. I like them, but as someone from the Bay Area, someone who drives the Bay Bridge pretty frequently, someone who sees it a lot, there's nothing really too much standing out from these photos. Something I do want to clarify is I did enjoy the process of shooting a telephoto lens, having all these different focal lengths, just being able to zoom into things that were a lot farther and actually get a better frame than I'm used to. And I'm starting to even think that maybe this telephoto zoom lens sniper style might be my type of photography. It's something that really has intrigued me. I always see things from a distance and I always wish that I could go over there and take that photo, and a telephoto lens kind of gives me that without having to put in as much legwork. But what killed the whole experience was the results. The quality of the photos when I looked at the scans from the lab just didn't intrigue me, and I felt very unmotivated. I almost didn't even want to make this video. I didn't even want to share the results that I got from this lens because of how low quality they were. The lens is soft. It has vignetting at the 28mm widest focal length. It's not even sharp all the way at 300mm or anything in between. So I really didn't understand where the strength was, other than being able to be more like a binocular for me versus an actual lens. Looking at these images, they would almost be more acceptable if they were actually from a zoom point and shoot, but this is from a SLR lens that is huge. You expect a lot more quality than I got from it. They're almost unusable images. I want to stop hating on the lens, but am attributing the lack of quality and sharpness on the lens. I honestly can't stop thinking about what kind of results I would have got if I would have used a different zoom lens or lens in general. But luckily, shooting my second roll on this lens, before I even saw the results of the first roll on this lens, I went to Mike's Camera, which is a local camera store, and I found this 70-210 zoom lens, which is actually the native Minolta 70-210 autofocus lens. And I can already tell from just looking at the viewfinder, comparing this viewfinder, this lens on the camera versus the Phoenix lens on the camera, you can already tell how much sharper this lens is, just how clear it is through the viewfinder. If you want to see the results on this lens, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll get that notification when I drop that video. So can't wait to see how those shots come out. I'll probably shoot 2 rolls on that. And that's it for this video, guys. Not much to say about the photos and the lens since I'm not a huge fan of it. Grinding my teeth through this process of making this video because I was not too happy with the results. Although this is not like a portfolio type of photos that I'm creating, I'm just kind of more experiencing the way I use cameras and documenting and sharing it with you guys. I was very unmotivated to make this video, so please hit that thumbs up button if you were looking into this lens and now don't want it. If you found anything entertaining, funny, helpful, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, activate that notification bell, and as always, guys, let me turn this one on. shooting.